Good day everyone, Brayden here coming to you from the TTC parking lot. We are headed over, actually not to the Magic Kingdom, we are headed over to the Polynesian to take a look at a very interesting development that I don't think anyone's talked about yet. Here you can see the newly updated monorail black and red, heading over to the TTC station. There's a lot of construction going on over here near the bag check area. They also have posters up right now for Disney After Hours. You can see all the new pathway here. We got some new lights. Very nice. So for a long time now, basically since 2018, there's been a lot of discussion of when are we gonna get new monorails at the Walt Disney World Resort. Now we thought that we were getting close when the iconic Imagineer that I actually met, he signed my monorail poster that's in the studio, Bob Gurr. He said that Disney was working with Bombardier on developing new monorails for the Walt Disney World Resort. That would be the Mark 8 monorail system.
Do you think that we will see a new monorail system here at the parks in Florida within the next 3.5 years?
Yeah, no, there is contracts are underway, you will see it.
But since then, we've heard precisely nothing, and we've actually heard stuff to the contrary, that there are indeed no new monorails coming to Walt Disney World, and it was never even something being considered. And I personally believe that's still likely the case. I mean, we're sort of in a point in the Walt Disney Company where making giant, $500 million investments into something that has no direct return on investment, like is the case with the monorail, is likely not something that the executives would be willing to do. I'm sure at some point Disney's priced out how much would it cost. Obviously you want to know what your options are, but there have been a lot of weird coincidences lately that sort of throw this all into question, and one of them I'm looking at right now. I'm over here at the Polynesian. We're at the bus station. Right here, there is signage. We are at Marathon Weekend right now. The Run Disney events are going on this weekend, the marathon and all that, and on this sign, if you look at the bottom, there is an image of the monorail, and that is not the Walt Disney World monorail system. That is not the Mark 6 monorails. That is a Bombardier Innovia 300 monorail that is on that signage, which is very interesting because also another coincidence coinciding with this is the fact that Bombardier has a new mystery client in the United States that has put down $300 million on a monorail system, monorail upgrade, some sort of monorail investment. Now, this story actually broke a few months ago, and the reason I didn't talk about it at the time was because I'm fairly convinced this mystery client is not Disney. The thing is, the Walt Disney World monorail system does not use the same track size of the stock monorails that are built today, like the Innovia series from Bombardier. Disney's monorails are custom. They are very expensive, and they're not things that you could just buy off the shelf. That's why projections of how much it would cost for a new monorail system, a new fleet here in Walt Disney World, would likely be over $500 million. And on top of that, it does seem that the executives are very focused on things like rides and new lands, direct attendance bumps associated with them, and there's no evidence that that would happen if you made a new monorail system, even though we know that the current one is 30 years old and we desperately need a brand new system, and it would be so awesome. So you're probably saying, Brayden, what does this mean? How does that monorail system that is not Walt Disney World end up on signage for an event in Walt Disney World, right? How does that work? I think there's two possible explanations. Obviously, there's the explanation that the graphic designer doesn't know what they're doing. They went online, they looked up monorail clip art, and they chose the first thing that came up, which seems like it's clearly the case of what's going on here. But then there's also the more theoretical, the more esoteric, the more out there explanation that perhaps something more is going on, because not only do we have this mystery United States monorail client Bombardier is working with right now, but we also have imagery of the newest Bombardier systems showing up in Walt Disney World on event signage for Run Disney events. All this sort of coinciding. It's very odd, not to mention the fact that Bob Gurr said Disney was in talks with Bombardier back in 2018. All these things kind of going together. It does sort of paint a picture of there's clearly something going on. What exactly is that? I really think it's up to you to decide. Now, we've actually arrived all the way over here to the Grand Floridian. While I was talking there, we went all the way from the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian here, so you might as well see that they sold the signage up over here at the Grand Floridian Bus Depot. Here we are. The race weekend transportation. There it is again. That is so crazy. Well, everyone, I figure since we're here, I guess we should check out the latest progress with the bridge that is being built between the Grand Floridian and the Magic Kingdom. So here you can see the actual bridge right there. That is what it turns on. That is the rotating mechanism. And then you can see we have all this area that needs to be paved And then the walkway will be ready. It really seems like this walkway, it's just they're waiting on the paving for the most part. Everything else looks like it's ready to go. I wonder if they'll do brick. Maybe they'll sell some more of those walkway stones with your names on them. We'll see what they do. And guys, to wrap up this video, since we're doing a little bit of monorail hopping here, we're here in the Magic Kingdom. You can see we're halfway through January and they still got all the decorations up. They're probably going down soon here after the marathon weekend, but I figure we go check out the latest progress with the Tron Coaster and then get out of here. I have to say, for midday marathon weekend, the crowds are pretty light. It's pretty nice around here. Look at the hub, it's like almost empty. Despite it being low crowds everywhere around the park, there is still a big line for the people mover. I don't know, everything has low weights except for the people mover. I guess maybe runners like the people mover? All right, everyone, we've made it on. Look at this crowd for the people mover, crazy. Let's see what's going on with Tron. All right, everyone, so here's the latest progress on Tron. You can see the building panels are coming together on the gravity building itself. There's a tarp on the inside if you look there. I think they're already putting in a lot of theming elements on the track. And then also you have this big platform that is being created 1 story above the load platform. And I believe that's the last part of the queue where you can actually look down at the people loading the attraction. That is going to be really awesome. So everyone, that's gonna do it for our video, taking a look at all the craziness of that monorail graphic. Let me know what you guys think that's about. When are we getting new monorails? You know, it might not be happening yet. Obviously there was just a graphic design thing there and there's some weird stuff with the Bombardier contracts, but something has to happen soon, you know, even if you believe that the current executives aren't gonna do something about it. These monorails are getting very old and they can only keep going as they currently are for so long. The executives put it off for a really long time. Eventually it's gonna catch up to them, right? So we'll see what happens there. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe, those notifications on, because there's a lot of videos on the way over the next week. I'm gonna be producing a lot of content here in Walt Disney World in the mid-January time frame. There's some nice low crowds, lots happening in Walt Disney World as we head into the 2020 decade here, a new decade of Disney news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. This is Brayden. Have a magical day.